Your business sucks because you suck as a leader. Look, your business is limited to who you become as a leader. If you think that you're going to build $1 million business or a multi-million dollar business and you're going to be able to do it all alone, you're limiting yourself and you are keeping your business stuck. Look, the first time I ever started leading people was back in 2004. I became the NCOIC, or the non-commissioned officer in charge of the visitor center at Royal Air Force Base, Lakenheath, UK. And I had no idea what the heck I was doing. I was younger than some of the people who were working for me. I was older than a couple of people. Then, of course, I had some folks that are about the same age. But I had never led people before. And the crazy thing about it is I started to lead my peers, people who I consider to be friends, people who came over to my house. I went to their house for barbecues and we hung out. We went to the gym together and we partied together. But now my role shifted and I had to navigate a lot of the challenges that come with once having someone as your friend, and now you have to hold them accountable for whether or not they're late, the quality of their work, even their attitude, while they're at work during that particular day. And so throughout my entire career, I've had so many challenges. I've had communication challenges where I wasn't able to effectively communicate with the members of my team. We even had communications challenges where people felt like, hey, I wasn't able to tell Jay what was going on. So one of the things that I do right now is I constantly emphasize to my team the importance of communication, and not just talking for the sake of talking, but talking to make sure that the message is understood. Now, this goes for phone calls, it goes for text messages, it even goes for emails and in-person communication. As a leader, if you're not able to communicate your ideas, your vision, or your mission to your team, they'll never know where you're taking them. You have to be able to share your plans, and you have to be clear in your plans so that they understand how they fit into your plans and exactly what actions and steps you need them to take every single day in order for your mission to be achieved. Look, your business is limited to you being the bottleneck. And a lot of business owners don't understand that the more things that have to come through you, the slower your business is going to function. So whether it is the editing and recording of, say, your content, you want to be able to do the things that are in your line of genius or in your wheelhouse. Meaning, like I was talking to a member of my team earlier today, and I basically shared, I said, hey, my gifts, my talents, the areas that I'm great at is me being on the microphone in front of the camera, being able to communicate a message out to the world. Look, he's amazing. I've owned these cameras for several years. A lot of the equipment we have is currently new, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Now, I could have continued to try to figure out how to change the settings in the cameras, how to make sure the angles are good, and watch all the YouTube videos on lighting and positioning. And that would have wasted a lot of time and a lot of money. And it wastes money because instead of me doing what I need to do to bring money into the company, I'm behind the scenes doing something that someone else is already better qualified to do, better qualified than me. I even told Kay earlier today that that's his zone of genius. He walked in and within minutes, he changed a couple of settings and the camera quality was a whole lot better. He adjusted a couple of things on the tripod and the angles were a whole lot better, and he can even tell me what we can fix during post-production that I never would have even figured out. And that's only because I was willing to raise my leadership lid. Look, I'm not challenged that Kay knows more about the cameras and the technology and AV behind the scenes and production and directing. I'm not challenged by that. I'm not threatened by that. I want him to be great at what he does. Now, during our initial conversation, I don't like to call it an interview, because he's checking me out as much as I'm checking him out to determine whether or not we think this is going to be a good fit. But one specific question that I asked him was, Kay, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I'm great, 1 being I suck, rate yourself with the job that we're having a conversation about. And he immediately, without hesitation, said he was a 10. Right then and there, I knew. I was like, yo, this is the kind of person that I want to work with. And here's why. Anyone who has that type of confidence in their skills and their abilities, and there's no hesitation, those are the kind of people that you want on your team, especially if you believe you're great at what you do. See, as the leader of your business, you're always in recruiting mode. You're always looking for great talent, and you're always looking for people who can help you take it to the next level. But if you are afraid to raise your leadership lid, then you're your business will always stay stuck. It'll always stay at the level of the talent that you bring around you. Now, look, Jim Collins in his book, Good to Great, he talks about the different levels of leadership. And I want to make sure you clearly understand this. If you are a 3 in the leadership category, you can only lead 2s and 1s. If you are a 7, you can only lead 6 and below. So what you want to do is you want to raise your leadership lead to a 10. That way you can people around you who are as good as you, if not better than you, especially in the areas that you're weak at. Because see, that's what great leaders do. If you think Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg or any of the great Warren Buffetts, right? The guys who have built amazing companies that go all over the globe, that change lives, trillion-dollar valuations, those executives and CEOs, they're not in the weeds of things. They have become smart. They've raised their leadership lid. That's how they're able to raise capital. That's how they're able to generate more revenue. And that's how they're able to deliver a superior product and service based on the talent that they have around them. So some of the things that we do for our particular clients in terms of helping our clients capture high quality content, edit that content, and then distribute that content across their social media platforms so that we can help them get more visibility on their brand, attract premium leads, and increase their revenue and profits within their business. Well, guess what? Before we can do this at a high level for our clients, we have to make sure we're able to do this at a high level for ourselves. So before you go out and you start thinking, hey, if I just get more leads or if I just get more sales, guess what? You can generate thousands of leads. You can get hundreds of sales, and you can even have a 7-figure or even an 8-figure business. But if the talent that you have on your team isn't operating as an 8, as a 9, or even as a 10, then you're going to deliver a subpar product or service. And when you deliver a subpar product or service, then guess what? It's difficult for you to get referrals. It's difficult for you to get repeat sales because the experience that your current customers have had with your business was a negative experience. All because you refuse to level up and raise your leadership lid by being able to attract the best talent. I mean, we see this all the time, whether it's in the NFL, and I'm a huge sports guy. Kay and I, we were talking about sports and some of the topics that, we think we should talk about. And sports came up. And I'm a huge sports guy. Like, I don't root for any team other than the Alabama Crimson Tide. Like, I respect everybody else and what you got going on, but I only root for one team. And I'm a homer. I think we're going to win every single game, and I think we can beat some NFL teams because I think we're that great. But I say all of that to say all the best organizations. Now think about it. This is a conglomerate. The NFL and the NBA, Major League Baseballs, this is a conglomerate. You have multiple billionaires who have decided we're going to come together and we're going to compete against each other so that we can have bragging rights amongst ourselves. But we're going to make sure that we put the best product on television, because when the best product is on television and you get the most eyeballs on that particular game, then guess what? Now the best advertisers, whether it's Kia or Dove or even Chime, right? Some of these major brands who are looking to get their products in front of your audience. And so you'll never be able to increase your impact. You'll never be able to increase your authority if you don't raise your leadership lid, if you don't attract the best talent that you could possibly have within your business. Look, the amount of profit that you earn in your business, whether it's quarterly or even annually, especially over the next 5 to 10 years, is going to come down to who you become as a leader, the kind of people that you surround. Look, everyone says that they can do a job, right? But what really matters is the results that they're able to deliver. Are they able to come in and overnight? So for example, Kay's been with me. I'd say we've probably been in here for about 2 hours and it's his first day. He has helped us raise the standard and raise the bar within the first 2 hours. Those are the kind of people that you want around you, right? When you have people who can understand how great and amazing they are, and they can see how they can fit into your mission, your vision, and there's some alignment around the values and beliefs that you all share, guess what? You're going to excel. You'll 10x your goals. And that's because you raised your leadership lid. So if if you want to break out of the stagnation you're in, if you want to break out of the rut that you're going through. So right now, like, it probably feels like you're pushing a boulder uphill, and you don't have to feel that way. You don't have to feel like you're pulling a tank behind you every single day just for you to have a successful business. If you're struggling with increasing your lead flow, increasing your sales, and taking your business to the next level so that you can be more efficient, faster, deliver your products and services at a very high level, reach out to us. And I guarantee you, I can support you in helping you raise your leadership lead.